Good morning. Let's talk about, or good afternoon. Let's talk about Bob McDonald. Bob McDonald is a Democrat who was on 2014. Him and his wife, Maureen, were indicted on federal corruption charges for receiving improper gifts and loans from a Virginia businessman. They were convicted on most counts by a federal jury. On September 4th, 2014, McDonald, the first Virginia governor to be indicted or convicted of a felony, was sentenced on January 6, 2015 to 2 years in prison, followed by 2 years of supervised release. However, he was free on bond during the subsequent appeal process. Now, 2016, when this case started, Eric Holder was the over the Justice Department. And in 2016, before he stepped down, he was over the Justice Department. This man was convicted by a jury, a federal jury, of being guilty of selling his office and accepting money and things of that nature. The homeless problem in Virginia, he never solved that. Homeless veterans in Virginia, never solved that problem. The roads were messed up, never solved that problem. Virginia is now a poor state, you might as well say now, because it was always a Republican state because of the farming there. Virginia is a place where farming took place. It is where most of the food was produced. So it has a farming culture. It has lots of farming land here. Businesses are flocking here to get the farmland and develop it into whatever, Starbucks, whatever they want to develop, that's what they're doing. Well, he left it like this, and he is a Democrat. He's been a Democrat. He started off in the Army. He worked in the medical field in the Army. Then he started to study law, and he became a lawyer. And he started his law profession. And he fought on a lot of things, but the state could not understand where all the money was going to. And they found out that him and his wife were actually stealing it. And these are Democrats. He was also caught in the back of a car with a preacher doing something strange. I don't know what it was. I didn't really read the rest of the story, but they caught him in the car with one of his friends. So now, when he gets prosecuted, he's being prosecuted by a federal judge who happens to be African American. And Bob McDonald ran against the federal judge's wife, who happened to be a politician. And Bob McDonald claimed some type of racial issue, and he got out of it. They overturned his charges, and he's free. He will not be punished, but the people of Virginia wanted him punished because he wasn't doing anything in the state. Like, the money was non-existent. I mean, he was stealing it. He was taking it. According to the trial, they convicted him for taking gifts and selling his office. So now he's free. He got it. He got the Justice Department said that they would not, they would dismiss all the charges. And Eric Holder was over the Justice Department. So Eric Holder and Bob McDonald are two of the longest lawyers since the 80s that work in the state of Virginia. They are famous here. Eric Holder was under Obama during the Michael Brown situation, and he claimed there was no problem. Here again, he agrees to dismiss all the charges against a man who was selling his office with his wife. They were stealing money from the road, the Virginia road system. Everything was messed up. Crime. He wasn't doing his job. And so now he's free and he's talking about running for president. I don't understand. I don't understand why people are still voting Democrat. I don't understand. This is one reason why I won't. What about you? Okay, so this is what the issue is with Donald Trump. The Democrats have been running office. The Democrats have been running office since the 1800s, since the Dred Scott case. The Democrats have been running office. Ronald Reagan him and Nixon, I think, were the two Republican presidents. It wasn't a lot of Republican presidents. And people should ask that question. Why weren't there a lot of Republican presidents after Ulysses S. Grant? Nobody talks about that. But I was reading an article and it says, why do economists rule the world? Or do economists rule the world? And at the time, during Reagan's presidency, there weren't a lot of economists. They weren't visible. And when Chinese come here, they come to study economy. And they did a poll and they said that 100 to 200 Chinese come here a year to study economy. And they become top officials around the world. But there are no jobs for them here, so they might go to Hong Kong or something like that. Well, okay, now, when 2016 Donald Trump comes running in office, he was a Democrat. I understand that. And Bill Clinton was the one that told him to run for office. But I found something strange about Donald Trump. That he went to Wharton University and he studied economy. And he's basically an economist. Well, in 1994, economists were having a meeting in the Bay Area, attending hundreds of meetings of the American Economic Association and allied groups. And they were there, they were talking about the IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund. They say that at that time in 1994, the IMF says we have turned over the health care system to doctors, and we have turned over the legal system to lawyers. Warren Burger said that there were too many lawyers. There was a poll done, and in that poll, there are 34,000 lawyers in 2013 were graduating. And jobs for lawyers are dropping. They dropped to like 8%. And people are no longer going to law school. Because when people become legal professionals, you don't need paralegals anymore. So, they're knocking the job competition out. So you got the Board of Education that's damn near broke. You have an over influx of lawyers, and you have too many laws. So here come an economist by the name of Donald Trump coming to balance the scale And the scale is basically, this government is a scale. It's about money, economy. Economics runs this country. So he's coming to settle the scales, balance everything. And Democrats who are in support of immigration, who are in support of healthcare laws, who are in support of all this medication being given out and all these medical services that we do not need. So much medical things and pharmacies are getting paid off of lots of medicines, and now there's a crisis of overusing of opiates and immigrants, and a large influx of immigrants. Okay, and most of the immigrants that are coming here are bringing some type of opiate, because we know opium is something that comes from overseas. It's not grown here. So how are we getting it? Is the best question to ask. But back to Bob McDonald, he's a lawyer. Obama was a lawyer. Michelle Obama was a lawyer. Eric Holder was a lawyer. Is a lawyer. They are lawyers. Warren Burger said our country was run by lawyers. Our justice system has been turned over to lawyers. The citizens don't even have any more power in the justice system. Citizens don't have power in the medical system either, because doctors are taking over. So if I call a plumber, or I call my doctor and I say, "Hey doc, my tub is stopped up, or I got a leak in my faucet," he's going to say, "I'm a doctor. I don't do that. Call you a plumber." We voted for Obama because we wanted change. But we didn't know that he was going to bring a change to the law. But we didn't understand that that's what lawyers do. So we got the wrong person for the job. And it's not anything against Obama. He couldn't do anything. He's a lawyer. If you call a lawyer to do the job of a plumber, you're going to get whatever the lawyer gives you. He's going to give you what he does, and it might not be what you're looking for. So this is why Obama didn't work. He came to change the law. So when Donald Trump comes along, and say, "Oh, I'm running for president," everybody's laughing like, "Huh, yeah, right. You're not a lawyer. You're not a lawyer. You can't run for president. You haven't studied law." So Donald Trump gets in, everybody else is like, "Okay, we need an economist. Let's hire one. Let's vote for Trump. Let's campaign for Trump." And everybody's like, "No, he's a racist. No." And everybody else is saying, "No, he's an economist. He's going to straighten out our economy because we're broke. Citizens are paying taxes, higher taxes, and we know that higher taxes for citizens equals slavery, because you're paying money for stuff you don't need, and you get junk in an environment." So they're like, no, you're not a lawyer, and you need to go and just sit down. You're a laughing stock. But they didn't understand the deeper meaning. We needed an economist, because lawyers are controlling the Fed, and the doctors are controlling the Fed, because they're controlling the Federal Reserve. I'm sorry. Doctors and lawyers are controlling the Federal Reserve. The Senate is full of lawyers. And that's where the problem lies. The problem does not lie with Trump. He's an economist. He's just going to do what he learned when he took up economy. He's going to set the record straight. He's going to promote jobs because he knows how to. He studied it. This is why he said, if I get impeached, the economy will fall. We will go back into a depression. How hard is that to understand? That's common sense. We're dealing with common sense politics here, people. So let's be common. Let's keep this common sense going. It's easy. It should not be this hard and complex. We should not be spending taxes on stuff that makes no sense. We shouldn't have to take care of immigrants if they're going to come here. I mean, we're taking care of our families. And in economics, opportunity cost, what are you willing to give up? That's what opportunity cost means. To get something else. What are you willing to give up to get something else? So if I want cheap labor, I have to give up taking care of the immigrants that come here. I have to give up my family, and I have to pay more taxes into taking care of people that's coming here. I don't want to do that. I have a family. I want to leave something to them. I don't want to leave my house and my property to somebody else that's coming from another country. I mean, politics is money. What are you going to do with your money? And what are they doing with your money? And if you're taxed the hell out of, your money is going to pay for all these lawyers making all these bogus laws. And most of the money is going to the lawyer. It's not going to you. So Warren Burger said it best. We got too many lawyers. We need to overhaul the government and get rid of some of the lawyers. Like, share, subscribe. Salon B. Have a great day.